The rain was coming down in sheets as I drove home, the wipers of my Volvo working overtime. I am Bertram, and until a few weeks ago I thought I had it all. At 46, I was a successful architect in Chicago, with a beautiful house in Lincoln Park and a wife, Genevieve, who I adored. We'd been married for 15 years, and while the spark wasn't quite the bonfire it used to be, I thought we were happy. Comfortable, at least. Genevieve worked as a marketing manager for a large pharmaceutical company. She was smart, driven, and always impeccably dressed. I admired her ambition, even if it meant she was often working late. Those late nights had become more frequent in the last few months, but I chalked it up to a new project she'd been assigned. Stupid, naive Bertram. The first crack in my perfect little world appeared innocently enough. Genevieve had left her laptop open on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I just needed to look up a recipe and her screen was right there. An email from someone named Kendall caught my eye. The subject line read, "Tonight, my heart skipped a beat. Kendall, who the hell was Kendall?" I told myself not to jump to conclusions. It could be a work thing, but something in my gut told me otherwise. I clicked on the email. The message was short and to the point. "Can't wait to see you later. Same time, same place." My blood ran cold. Same time, same place. What did that even mean? I scrolled through the rest of the email chain. It was a back and forth between Genevieve and Kendall, filled with suggestive comments and thinly veiled innuendo. They were having an affair, my Genevieve, my wife. The world seemed to tilt on its axis. I felt a wave of nausea wash over me. I closed the laptop, my hands shaking. I couldn't breathe. I needed to confront her, but I also needed to gather my thoughts. I couldn't just fly off the handle. When Genevieve came home that evening, she was her usual self. Kiss on the cheek, a quick "How was your day, honey?" I felt a surge of anger, but I managed to keep it in check. I couldn't let her know I knew, not yet. "Fine," I said, my voice sounding strained even to my own ears. "Just another day at the office." "Oh, good," she said, heading towards the bedroom. "I'm exhausted. I have a conference call in an hour." "A conference call. Right. Probably with Kendall." That night I barely slept. I tossed and turned, my mind racing. I replayed every moment of our marriage in my head, searching for clues I might have missed. Had she been unhappy? Had I been blind to her needs? The next morning I decided to play detective. I needed proof. Concrete evidence I could use to confront her. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help myself. I went through her phone while she was in the shower. I found more emails, text messages, even photos. There was no doubt about it. She was having an affair with Kendall, a colleague from her office. The messages were explicit, the photos even more so. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. Kendall was younger than me, probably in his early 30s. He was handsome in a slick corporate kind of way. I imagined him whispering sweet nothings in Genevieve's ear, telling her things I hadn't said in years. I spent the next few days in a daze. I went to work, but I couldn't concentrate. I ate, but I couldn't taste anything. I was just going through the motions, waiting for the right moment to confront Genevieve. I decided to hire a private investigator. I know it sounds click, but I needed to be sure. I needed to know everything. I contacted a local agency and explained my situation to a woman named Jocelyn. She was professional and discreet, and she assured me she could get the information I needed. Jocelyn got to work immediately. She tracked Genevieve's movements, took photos, and gathered evidence. Within a week, she had a thick file full of incriminating information. Genevieve and Kendall were meeting for lunch, going to hotels, even taking weekend trips together. The affair was in full swing. The evidence was damning, but it was also heartbreaking. Seeing the photos of Genevieve with Kendall holding hands, kissing, laughing was like a knife twisting in my chest. I couldn't believe she could do this to me. To us. I finally decided to confront her. I waited until she came home from work one evening. She seemed tired but otherwise normal. "We need to talk," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. She looked at me, a flicker of apprehension in her eyes. "What is it, Bertram?" I took a deep breath. "I know about Kendall," I said, my voice trembling. "I know about the affair." Her face paled. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. "I saw the emails, the text messages, the photos," I continued, my voice rising. "Don't even try to deny it." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Bertram, how could you do this to me?" "Genevieve," I interrupted. "How could you betray me like this?" "I don't know," she sobbed. I'm so sorry, it just happened, I repeated, incredulous. You were having an affair with my colleague and it just happened. No, that's not what I mean, she said, her voice cracking. I was unhappy. I felt neglected. You were always working, always focused on your career. I needed attention and Kendall gave it to me, so you cheated on me. I said, my voice dripping with sarcasm. That's your excuse. I was working too hard. It's not an excuse, she said, but it's the truth. I wasn't getting what I needed from you. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was trying to blame me for her infidelity. You know what, Genevieve, I said, my voice cold. I'm done. I'm done with your lies, your excuses, your betrayal. I want a divorce. Her eyes widened. Bertram, please don't do this. We can work through this. I'll stop seeing Kendall. I promise it's too late, I said. The trust is gone. I can never look at you the same way again. I walked out of the house that night, leaving Genevieve sobbing in the living room. I didn't know where I was going or what I was going to do, but I knew I couldn't stay there. The divorce was messy and painful. Genevieve fought me every step of the way, trying to get as much money as possible. She even tried to claim that I was abusive, but the judge didn't buy it. In the end, I got the house and she got a substantial settlement. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to be done with her. After the divorce, I threw myself into my work. I needed something to distract me from the pain and loneliness. I worked long hours designing buildings, creating spaces, trying to forget about Genevieve. One day, Jocelyn, the private investigator, called me. She said she had some information about Kendall that I might be interested in. I was hesitant to get involved, but curiosity got the better of me. I met Jocelyn at a coffee shop downtown. She told me that Kendall had been fired from his job at the pharmaceutical company. Apparently, Genevieve wasn't the only woman he was having an affair with. He had been sleeping with several other colleagues, and the company had finally had enough. But that wasn't all. Jocelyn also discovered that Kendall had been embezzling money from the company. He had been using his position to funnel funds into his personal bank account. The company was pressing charges and he was facing serious jail time. I felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that Kendall was getting what he deserved. He had destroyed my marriage and now his own life was falling apart. As for Genevieve, I heard through mutual friends that she was struggling. She had lost her job, her friends, and her reputation. She was alone and miserable. I didn't feel any sympathy for her. She had made her choices and now she was living with the consequences. It's been 2 years since the divorce. I'm still single, but I'm not lonely. I've rediscovered my passions, my friends, and myself. I've learned that life is too short to waste on people who don't appreciate you. I still think about Genevieve sometimes. I wonder if she ever regrets what she did, but I don't dwell on it. I've moved on. I'm building a new life, a better life without her. And that's all that matters.